Hi everyone, welcome back to another Hornby unboxing. Today we have the digital TTS sound Cock of the North, product code R3246TTS. So this engine obviously is fitted with a decoder, a digital decoder, but also Hornby's sort of new, I wouldn't say low like bottom of the range, but it's got a sound decoder in it basically, but it's sort of not as good a quality as one you would get from like oliviastrains.com or something like that, or the Model Centre or something. But yeah, without any further ado, the box, very nice. So you can see down at the bottom it comes with etched nameplates, like on the engine itself, because it is sort of a cheaper variant. I don't think the nameplates are actually etched as standard, but you can sort of stick them on if you wish. Bit of background information and more information on the TTS sound. It is obviously a Class P2 loco, which you can see the original here was designed to sort of mainly work the Edinburgh to Aberdeen, the Aberdonian route, and just to have an extra sort of driving wheel to help with the steeper gradient, more sort of twisty turns and stuff like that. So that's why the engine was built. There were very few of them made, and what prompted Hornby to actually bring out this one was the fact that the company that made the Tornado loco, because obviously there was no A1 peppercorns left, have now decided that they're going to be making a P2 in like a real live steam engine, like the Tornado, and that prompted Hornby to release this, and I think there's a railroad version, but I was interested in the sound. So yeah, normal sort of information. It does have a plugged between the engine and the tender, as you would expect. So I assume that the sound speaker and decoder are fitted in the tender from that. This is just a little bit more information about all the sort of sound modes and how to alter everything, but I'll get onto that a bit later. But yeah, here's the engine. I really like the finish on this. Let's slide this away, and here are these etched nameplates I was mentioning sort of earlier. If I just try and focus in on these, will it focus? There we go. You can see them there. You probably won't be able to tell that they're etched, but when you feel them, you can tell that they're etched. And yeah, when you look on there, it's the nameplate that is currently on the engine. They're just sort of a smooth finish, like painted sort of on. And oh, okay, it comes with a lot of extra parts or detailed sort of accessories. Brake rods, it looked like cab doors, vacuum tubes, front steps, extra bit of the foot plate that goes in there, and the copper piping that goes under the front pistons, and an extra coupling, which I assume is either a replacement for the rear or you can put on the front. But yeah, I think because this is like I don't know, I'm hesitant to say lower range model. You can tell it's a tad sort of cheaper finish than Hornby's sort of normal whatever engines, sort of other than railroad. You can tell that this is it almost bridges the gap, I would say, between railroad engines and the sort of normal high quality Hornby engines that we're all used to. But as you can sort of see, the engine is, regardless of that fact, is finished just incredibly, really. I'm so amazed at the pinstriping, especially on the wheels. You can see down here, there's actually white pinstriping around the entirety of the rims of all the wheels, not on the tender but on the engine itself. And even though it would technically be classed as a lower sort of range model or something, I'm really, really pleased with it. So I'm just going to take the camera off the tripod and try and get a closer look for you. Okay, so here's the engine in a bit sort of more detail. I did buy it second hand. I did get it from eBay, but it is pretty much in brand new condition. I have seen some where the pinstriping that I was mentioning, you can tell that it's second hand because it has sort of been worn off the wheels, where it's sort of chipped off almost from people putting the engine, taking it on and off the tracks, or if it's going over loads of points or something. But no, I'm very, very pleased with the finish of this engine, especially as it is second hand. I did get it a bit cheaper than normal retail price, but I guess the bargains you can get on eBay, sometimes you just can't resist. You just have to go and buy it. But this is actually my first digital sound engine that I've ever bought, so I'm very curious to see how it will perform really, and what it will actually be like, and if the sound is really sort of worth the extra money. Although, as I said, this actually costs less than a normal DCC ready sort of high class engine that you sort of see, like the Golden Eagle and Flying Scotsman and everything like that. Those actually cost more than the Cock of the North, but this comes with sound. So let's put it on the rails and see what this sound sounds like. Okay, so we have the engine on the track. Something I have found, I'm not sure if it is because I have a sort of old style digital select controller or not, and this is sort of a new engine, but I've found that the engine only sort of seems to respond to DCC commands if I have these Pullman coaches behind it. Obviously they are powered, they take power from the track to power these lamps, but obviously look, as you can see, it's the Devon Bell ones. They're from the set with the Wade Bridge and the observation car. So I'm not entirely sure what that issue is, because I tried to set it off by itself and it just wouldn't respond to stuff, and then accelerated and then didn't stop when I tried to slow it down, and then the sound just wouldn't work. But when for some reason these coaches are on the track, it works well. I'm not going to say 100%, but a lot better, and it's usable, which is somewhat disappointing. But I guess I am looking at getting a sort of more advanced controller, so maybe that will solve the problem. But anyway, just going to put it around the track as it is. I have heard of some other people having issues with these new TTS trains with when they're trying to use it with their old style controller. So yeah, I'm not sure if, I have a feeling it's the controller, not the fact that it's second hand. I would hate to think that it's because it's sort of second hand and I've got a faulty one, but I don't think that is the case. So yeah, let's try out the sound. So obviously, to engage the sound, you have to hold down function and the number 1. And there we have the sound. And obviously if we increase the speed of the engine, the sound increases, which is quite cool. One thing I would say is it is quite loud. I'm not sure if that's just because I'm in a sort of confined room or if the previous owner turned the sound up, but it's very loud. I'm going to try out some of the commands now. I'm just going to take it in and stop it here because it was getting quite loud, and I've heard that if you leave these engines just sort of on like this, they sort of just make sort of some little noises in the background, so I'm curious to see if that will actually happen or not. Actually, one thing I have heard is you can make it sound like they're shoveling coal. Here we go. Which I think is quite a cool feature. Pulling power wise, there is no question about it. This would easily be able to pull the max that I can fit on this layout. Let me just turn the sound off for the... So I don't think I'm going to be testing the pulling power of it because a 282 is easily going to pull all of the coaches that I can physically fit in front of it or behind it, and then it come to the front buffers, because if engines such as the Golden Eagle and stuff like that, and Duchess of Hamilton easily as well, if all the Pacifics will be able to do it, adding an extra pair of driving wheels is just going to make the task even easier. So I highly doubt that it won't be able to pull any more than, well, any less, sorry, than them. But yeah, I'm not 100% sort of sold on the sound yet. I'm not sure, because it was definitely loud, but I'm not sure if that's just because I'm in an enclosed sort of tight room or not. But I'm going to have a fiddle around with it and probably have another video on how to perfect the use of the sound decoders on these engines, and can't try and get to the bottom of why I need to have these coaches on the same line as the engine. Or, well, I've just got this this line sort of cut off from all the rest because some of the engines on these lines haven't been fitted with decoders yet. So I'm running DCC on just the outside rail at the moment. But yeah, I'll get back to you on some of the little issues. Other than those, I think the sound, if you had every single engine with it, I think it would add quite a lot to the railway, to be honest. Just having all that sound in the background, all the different sort of noises, and if you had, yeah, quite a big sort of layout with a lot of engines all doing it, I think that it would really sort of add to the sort of atmosphere of the layout. But obviously these TTS engines are sort of quite reasonably priced, but getting decoders, sort of sound chips or sound speakers for every single one of my engines here would cost an absolute fortune. So it's sort of, yeah, weighing up price and if it's really worth it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment it in the section below. And yeah, like, share, subscribe, and I'll be putting up some more videos very soon. So yeah, thank you.